Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. We are grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala once again for all the ni'mah that Allah bestow upon us. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the best of the dunya and also in akhirat. And also at the same time, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala save us from the hellfire of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right, brothers in Islam, today we are going to touch on a very beautiful hadith of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam when he said, "Al-mar'u ala dini khalili." Al-mar'u ala dini khalili. This can be found in Sahih Bukhari. Brothers in Islam, it simply means that a person will be judged according to the friends that he made friends with. Seorang tu akan dinilai mengikut pada teman-temannya. A friend will be said he's similar to his friend. If his friends they are good, then inshallah they will be good. And if the friends they are not good, then usually, selalunya, but not always, they will be as bad as their friend. So therefore, we are encouraged in Islam to find a friend who are good and who can guide us. But please don't get this misconception that we will not be mixing with people who are not good. In fact, in my daily life, sometimes I meet all kind of people. I meet with ex-convicts, I mix with prisoners, I mix with ex-drug addicts, whether they are still hooked on drug or not, I've got no idea. Even there are people in our daily life that when we meet them, we are not sure whether they are good or not good. But yet we still give them respect, we still give them smile. If they are Muslim, we say Assalamu alaikum to them, and minimum will say apa khabar, etc., etc. Even when I go to the market, I used to see a group of pakcik, and with them, morning, sarapan with Carlsberg, etc., etc. You know Carlsberg? And then they must got this, their gudang garam or their gudang gula or their secret with them. And then when I pass them, because I want to go to a nearby block where I want to buy lontong ke ke prata ke tosi kan, I'll be meeting them, and then I will hesitatingly tanpa menahan diri, I said, Assalamualaikum, apa khabar semua, and how are you? May peace be upon you, and how are you all today? That would be my salutation to them. Whether they are good, whether they are not good, that's totally up to them. Even when I go through one square, one place, an open place, where there is one counter selling 4 digits, and then the queue will be so long until I have to pass that area, like a playground like that. And then I see some Malay people queuing for the 4 digit. And I still say, Assalamualaikum, apa khabar? I will just say like that. But it doesn't mean that when I will not be making friends with them. But you will just accord people the respect that they deserve. If they are Muslim, just say Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Minimum tanya mereka, how are you doing today? Or how's the family? Or maybe dah makan ke belum? Have you eaten? That's all. But that does not mean that I am making friends with them. Yeah, friend here, I believe what Nabi Muhammad wants to tell us is a bosom friend, a friend who will become your mirror, a friend who will become your reflection. Tapi dengan orang lain, you are not proud, you are not sombong, you don't turn your face away from them. But when you see them, you say Assalamualaikum, tanya apa khabar. I think it is not offensive and there's nothing wrong. When people whom they do not know you, and then when they receive Assalamualaikum, I think the first thing that they felt will be they felt glad that people recognize them as another human being, that they are not transparent, they are seen by you. And then they knew their status. They like to sit on the ground, minum bir, etc., etc. When they see a Muslim wearing songkok ke, pakai baju kurung ke, who look respectable, nampak macam ahli agama, acknowledging them, they feel very happy. They feel very happy. So I don't think that we should be judgmental about them, because whatever they do, I'm sure they know whatever they do is wrong. Don't tell me there's no Muslim who doesn't know minum arak ni haram. I don't think there's no Muslim who doesn't know to salat is berdosa. Everyone knows about it, and especially so with lots of da'wah in Singapore, accessibility of Islamic knowledges can be found even in YouTube. People are daily talking about it. In the newspaper ada sebut tentang apa, jaga pengharaman Allah. People should know about it. And if they were to say, I don't know lah whether drinking liquor is haram, only now I know. Only after you tell me I know about it. I didn't know to eat non-halal meat is not allowed in Islam. Can someone say or make such a lame excuse so that I tak tahu? Until when you want to tell yourself you don't know about it? But usually it will be self-denial. Dah tahu tapi tetap menafikannya, or because they still like doing what they were doing. So whatever advice comes along to telling them, don't do this, don't do that, it's actually just simply self-denial. Menafikan apa yang telah jelas. Like the Malay people say, cuba menegakkan benang yang basah, trying to straighten a wet thread, a moist thread. That's word by word lah. But I mean to say, you try to defend what is falsehood, and then your stubbornness refrain you from acknowledging. They know it's wrong, but from acknowledging, from mengaku that what they did is wrong. Or maybe they always say that belum dapat hidayah lah, not the time yet, masih muda lagi, wait until I reach my 60s or 70s, then maybe I'll go repent. Maybe wait until I got some money, I go for Hajj and Umrah, then totally I wash my hands. People will say like that. But again, I said, as Muslim, we must respect one another, and you should say salam to them, even if they didn't start first. And you should say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And don't expect them to answer to you back. But if they answer, the pahala will go to them. But whatever wrong they were doing, not praying, drinking liquor, eating what's unlawful, gambling, etc., etc., don't have to answer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But as Muslim, saling menghormati antara satu dengan lain. But what Nabi Muhammad meant to say, to tell us, is that al-mar'u ala dini khalili. Mean to say, Khalil, seorang insan, a person will be judged according to his Khalil. Khalil is not any macam apa, sembarang words. Khalil is like, two Nabis were awarded the title of Al-Khalil. Number one, Nabi Ibrahim alayhi salatu wassalam, and number two, Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Meaning to say, of all the Anbiya of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah took Nabi Ibrahim and Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam as his Khalil. Khalil can generally be translated as friend, a close friend, kawan yang rapat dengan Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Is even higher than sahabat, And Khalil also meaning also is one of it is a name Allah called to Anbiya only. To Anbiya only. So if you are Khalil, means someone very close to you. So when Allah took Nabi Ibrahim and Nabi Muhammad as his Khalil, means the closest of all the mankind to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The closest of the mankind to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Meaning to say, two Anbiya closest to Allah, Nabi Ibrahim and Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And then, but the other Nabis, they will have proximity to Allah, but not as close as Nabi Ibrahim and Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. How did you know that Allah took Nabi Ibrahim as Khalil? Because Nabi Muhammad said in Hadith that if I were to ask to take a Khalil, a friend, I would have taken Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiyallahu anhu. He'll be my closest friend, but Allah wants me to be close to everybody, because of course Allah has taken me as his Khalil. Then Allah has taken me as his Khalil. So everyone else will be Sahabat, but Khalil, a title that only Allah, Nabi Muhammad can attribute himself to, will be only to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yang lain adalah sahabat, teman-teman. So remember, two Nabis who got the title of Al-Khalil, that's Nabi Ibrahim alayhi salatu wassalam, and that Nabi, and also Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Right, brothers in Islam, it is important that when we want to find a friend, cari kawan yang baik. Find a good friend to be your companion. Yes. Right, give me 1 minute. Yeah, just one important message for me to type. Right, brothers Islam, if you want to find, you can, kata orang Melayu, berkawan biar 1000, berkasih biar 1. If you want to have a lot of friends, it can be in the 1,000, but if you want to love someone, it would be just one. Let's say if you love your wife, let her be one special wife in your whole lifetime. And the rest can be just simply friends. But your love for your friends cannot be more than your love for your wife, right? And likewise, your love for your wife cannot be more than your love for your parents. Your love for your parents cannot be more than your love for Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Your love for Nabi Muhammad sallallahu cannot be more than your love for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ini kategori dia. Ini kategori dia. But you want someone, a friend whom you always with them outside, working, doing business, etc., or learning Islamic knowledge or on adventure, you require someone who will be close to you. Because the duty of Al-Khalil is to become your mirror. To become your mirror. A Khalil or friend that is good and true to you will tell you what is your mistake. And will praise Allah for what good deeds you did. But for your mistake that you want, when you make a mistake, a Khalil will be diplomatic and direct at the same time, telling you where you have gone wrong. So that's what we meant by Al-Khalil. Not Al-Khalil who will be praising you for every good or wrong that you did. You buat salah pun dia close one eye. That's not Al-Khalil. But not many people will appreciate someone who will tell you directly of what you did with regards to your mistake. So two Khalil together, they must have got this affection for one another, and then they must have this openness for one another. Meaning to say, if you are being criticized, when you are being praised, you will accept it open-heartedly. Not just simply ready to take praises, but not ready to accept criticism. You know, I can quote to you about Sayyidina Umar ibn Khattab radiyallahu anhu and Sayyidina Salman al-Farisi. They were the closest of friends. Besides Salman al-Farisi, Umar ibn Khattab also got another friend known as Abu Ubaidah ibn al-Jarrah. Means he got some very close friends to him, that he don't mind being criticized by them, that he enjoy their company, he likes to listen to them, listen to advice, etc., etc. And his love for them, subhanallah. Even he made effort to save Abu Ubaidah ibn al-Jarrah from into coming out from Sham because of that epidemic known as Al-Amawas, with the intention to save his beloved friend from being afflicted by the pandemic. But unfortunately, he failed to save his friend. Even he made a letter to Abu Ubaidah ibn al-Jarrah, come to Medina, I got a special assignment to you. When actually Abu Ubaidah ibn al-Jarrah understood the letter, that it was the love of Omar that made him make an excuse to bring Abu Ubaidah ibn al-Jarrah out of Syria to come back to Madinah al-Munawwara. So dia sayang kawan dia. But Abu Ubaidah ibn Jarrah understood the good intention of his good friend, his beloved friend, and then Abu Ubaidah answered. He said, didn't you hear what Nabi Muhammad said? Yes, that when a person is in the pandemic area, he cannot come out. And those who are outside cannot go in. And by that, Umar bin Khattab radhiyallahu anhu understood. Tapi niatnya baik to serve his beloved friend, but unfortunately, when that letter came, Umar was saddened. Umar was saddened. And when people asked him, has he died? Miss Abu Ubaidah ibn Jarrah said, no, but he is going to die. Because in that kind of pandemic, Umar got reports, many people died. And in that pandemic, about 30,000 Sahabat in Sham passed away from the pandemic of Al-Amawas. He knew that it's a takdir that cannot be, you cannot run away from it. And what more during that time, there was no antidote as yet. There's no vaccine for COVID-19 or whatsoever. Not even penicillin, not even Panadol at that particular time. Most of the time, people were using the cure by branding that sick body with hot iron, what they call as al-Kai. Al-Kai. But there was no immediate remedy at that time. And Omar finally heard the news of the death of Abu Ubaidah ibn al-Jarrah, and he was so shattered. And in one majlis, when he was asked, what would you like to have in your life? Yeah, what would you desire? And what was the answer of Umar Khattab? I desire that the whole world be filled with Abu Ubaidah ibn al-Jarrah. Semua dunia ni diisi dengan orang yang macam Abu Ubaidah ibn al-Jarrah. His expression of love for his dear friend Abu Ubaidah ibn al-Jarrah, because he learned a lot from Abu Ubaidah ibn al-Jarrah. Abu Ubaidah was a good friend and his Khalil, and that's why Omar was known such as a great man. Besides, he was chosen by Allah through the dua of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that one of the two, that of the one that Allah loved most, to be given hidayah between Umar ibn Khattab and Amr bin Hisham, or so-called as Abu Jahl or Abu Hakam. And then Allah chose Umar ibn al-Khattab radiyallahu anhu. But again, Umar was careful with friends. He respected everyone, but the people who can become his most beloved friend, they were not many lah. Among others, Abu Ubaidah ibn al-Jarrah, and number two was Salman al-Farisi. Coming back to the closeness of Salman al-Farisi with Umar ibn Khattab radiyallahu anhu was that Umar liked to consult Salman al-Farisi because he knew Salman is honest, Salman is sincere, and when Salman gives his comment, it comes out of love for the sake of Allah. Kerana Allah, not because you are Khalifa that I must be praising you all the time. No, but he gives sincerely for the benefit of Omar himself, for the benefit of the people around him, and also for the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It was one time when people were not so rich, yeah. The Muslim was slowly starting to experience some luxury from as it goes on in the caliphate of Umar ibn Khattab radiyallahu anhu. Then one day Umar asked Salman al-Farisi, I think this is what we all should do. We ask for comment. Don't wait until people want to advise you. Tanya dia, boleh tak? So, but when you ask for comment, it should solely for your self-correction. I mean, some people, they give this asking for negative comment, but actually hoping for positive comment. You know what I mean? So people, something they do like that. But Omar was, you can never attribute Omar to having such a sifat. You can never put it far away. He used to ask from Salman al-Farisi, what do you think of me? And then Salman said that people are complaining about you. They said that Khalifa wears two juba, two robe, R-O-B-E, robe, one in the morning and one in the evening, when there are many poor people only having one robe. And Omar said, if that's the case, I will only be wearing one robe. I mean, Omar, you can just simply imagine, Omar can say, what's wrong? Got so many robe, banyak baju. Why can't I be wearing one in the evening, even one afternoon, one morning pun apa salahnya? Who's to question me? Tapi demi menjaga hati rakyat, but to look after the feeling of the rakyat, Omar agreed and said that Salman has got far sight, because whatever people will observe the king, and the king must be the exemplary for the people there. And king must not be seen as mementingkan diri sendiri, to be selfish of his own and not thinking about the rakyat. The king should live like the rakyat. The king should provide for the rakyat and provide less for himself and the family. So he said, yes, now from now onwards, I'll be using only one robe a day, satu jubah a day. And then another moment he asked Salman, tell me, what else? He said, people are saying, Khalifa, eat 2 lauk a day. When people, they're so poor, they only got 1 lauk, one dish. Umar said, from today onwards, I'll be eating only one dish until times becomes better and the rakyat, they got more than one dish, then I will adjust accordingly. And that is what you call as Khalil. The man who will tell you where you have gone wrong, will praise Allah if you've done good, and will motivate you, and then will tell you when you have done wrong. When you have done wrong. But not everybody who tells you of what you have done wrong, they are Khalil. Yeah, they could be just normal observer, people who observe. But sometimes itu pun you cannot take into heart. Sometimes people, they simply cari your pasal, cari your mistake, and then after that meeting you say, I think you have read this wrongly. You ask yourself, are you sure? I thought I read it correctly. Yeah. See, you have done something right, and then somebody said they have done wrong. You don't have to succumb to their accusation. Tadi awak macam salah. Oh yes, saya salah. Minta maaf. You don't have to say if you don't think you have done any mistake, then I said, are you sure? I think I did it right. It's not to show that you are arrogant ke atau you tak boleh terima teguran, but again, you know what you have done, and you don't think you have made a mistake. And when somebody says you have made a mistake, iya ke? I mean, to ask, are you sure? It's nothing wrong. Pasal nobody complain except this one person. Then you start macam mana? Nak seuzon pun susah. But if you are the kind of person who don't want to get into fights, into argument, you said, I think I didn't do any mistake, but thank you for your advice. I don't think I made any mistake, but thank you for your advice. You tidak perlu nak setuju whatever he accused you of when you believe you have done the right thing. Nanti dia naik kepala tau. Dia kepala jadi besar. And of course, you don't treat that person as your Khalil, but someone who felt that they are not satisfied with you. That's all. I think that's at a personal level. But it's got nothing to do with what we are talking about. Yeah. So, like somebody after, I think it's Masjid Mujahideen, if I'm not wrong. After my khutbah, somebody waited for me and said, Ustaz, I think I don't like the way you deliver your khutbah. You should speak like a politician. I said, and he quoted the name of our lead, Mr. Lee Kuan Yew. I mean, I respect Mr. Lee Kuan Yew, but don't you think that we all are made differently? Mr. Lee Kuan Yew was a great orator, and he's sesuai dengan cara dia lah. And then when I go up to the mimbar, I deliver like what was mentioned by the Sahabat. Nabi seems his face was red, and then his eyes macam merah gitu, and his voice was loud. So different keadaan, different cara. So I mean, I don't have to follow you. Okay, I will follow your style. When you don't feel that your style is wrong, you don't have to change to what people wants you. Unless you make a mistake, change betul-betul. That's logical lah. But if just a preference, I mean, you don't have to follow a style. And I got a lot of this. And then sometimes it used to hurt you a lot. But what can you do? They are people. Then you said, should I place in importance of what they are saying? So I said, no. I mean, they are not my Khalil and they are not being constructive with me. So I would just simply tak mau gaduh ni pasal. You can simply say that thanks so much for the teguran. You can say I don't think I made mistake, atau you will say let me think about it, but you must end with thank you so much, may Allah bless you. Terima kasih, itu je lah. I'm sure lah dia orang tak will not be happy lah when you say I don't think I make mistake. Oh, dia macam terancam kan. But if you want to tegur someone, you must be certain it was actually a mistake. Kan. If it's not a mistake, then don't lah kan. Don't. So I don't know how you want to. You will approach situation according to what you deem is right. But these are all not friends lah. Not necessarily friend. Could be just an observer or someone who's envious of what Allah bestow upon you, atau someone who tak suka cara you. People got their preferences. Like some people they like durian, some people they don't like durian. Some people they prefer khutbah yang boleh membelai, boleh buat tidur. Some people prefer khutbah yang rancak, yang bersemangat. So that you cannot change people. But if you think that you are not doing any mistake, then you don't have to be apologetic. But you can say, I don't think that was wrong, but let me think about it. Thank you very much for your teguran. But I can assure you lah, the guy will leave away with a sore heart. Dia tak puas hati. But what can you do? You cannot please everybody. But to find a friend, like Salman Farisi said, people were complaining about the Khalifa, that the Khalifa is eating two types of dishes when people they are in hardship and they are having one dish. Dengan segera, Omar adjusted his menu. He told his wife, just make one menu until such a time wealth is enough in Islamic State and we can afford to upgrade the lifestyle of the people or the Muslim, then maybe he will adjust accordingly. But that was the case of Sayyidina Umar ibn Khattab radiyallahu anhu, a simple man. But he had got some people whom he used as his mirror. Yes, of course, the one that he admires more, of course lah, it's not only admire, but sampai tahap iman. That's Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And the second person that he admires most, was Abu Bakr Siddiq radiyallahu anhu. That he used Abu Bakr as a mirror. When Abu Bakr passed away, and then Sayyidina Umar, Abu Bakr, before he passed away, he gave away his belongings to Sayyidina Umar to take over as a Khalifa. And then when he saw only the pedang, then some simple utensil, simple furniture, then he said to Abu Bakr, you have left behind a lifestyle that cannot be followed by anybody after you. Cara hidup yang you tinggalkan, nobody can follow your style. That I said was just macam envy, yeah. He kagum tau. He can't imagine Abu Bakr, the greatest ummah of Nabi Sallallahu can live that life. Because Abu Bakr was actually following the life of like Nabi Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So he said, I can't follow your lifestyle, or you have left behind a standard that nobody can follow your style. Isn't it good that you put these people as your reflection, as your mirror? You try to follow them in their lives, in their footsteps, in their iman and their taqwa. It will actually benefit a lot of us. Yeah, because it's super extraordinary, luar biasa, beyond comprehension. So Sayyidina Salman Farisi will advise Abu Bakr, or advise Sayyidina Umar accordingly, and he will accept it, and he will rectify accordingly without the slightest question, because he have faith in the advice of Salman Farisi, the advice of Abu Ubaidah ibn al-Jarrah, true friend who will advise him, and he accepted wholeheartedly. He knew they are sincere in their teguran, sincere in their advice, and he had made them as his Khalil. So when you talk about Sayyidina Umar ibn Khattab radiyallahu anhu, then you start to find who are his friends. Number one, of course, Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Sayyidina Abu Bakr Siddiq radiyallahu anhu, Uthman ibn Affan, Ali bin Abi Talib, Abu Ubaidah ibn Jarrah, Salman al-Farisi, Khalid bin Walid, Sa'ad bin Abi Waqqas, all the great people with him, right? But is it possible that if you have got friends who are good, but yet you still remain not good? Yeah, there's possibility. Why is it not possible? Because Muhammad's uncle himself, Abu Talib, yes, his uncle, who looked after him, brought him up from the age of 10, and after that, loved him more than his own sons, make him sit on his lap, make him sit on his special chair, only for the leader of the Quraysh. He made Nabi Muhammad sit there, and he defended Nabi Muhammad when during his da'wah. He told him that I'll not allow these people to harm you, even though a little bit. But yet Abu Talib did not become a Muslim. So that can happen also. But at least the chances of you having good Sahabat, they will bring you to the right path. I knew of some revert Saudaras who become Muslim. They said that one of the reasons they become Muslim because they make association with Muslim friends, with orang-orang Melayu, he said. So in the end, Mr. Tan, Mr. Chong, Mr. Ong, they all become Muslim. He said, I have many Muslim friends and I felt affected by them. I felt affected by them and finally I became a Muslim. So it's an environment did betul affect someone. I know one priest, after he became Muslim, at one time Darul Arkam ever called him, I forgot his name, and I also admired that preacher. He said once he went to Egypt, and he went to that to a coffee shop, and then the people were so friendly, and he observed them. They said that when this Egyptian met their friends, they Assalamu alaikum, and then they hug one another, and they ask, how are you, and how's your family, etc., etc. He saw the brotherhood right in front of his eyes. People were wishing one another, making dua for one another. And suddenly what touched him most was that suddenly there was an azan heard from a masjid, and they all left the coffee shop. They all left the coffee shop just like that. And then after prayer, they came back. So that made him become a Muslim. And so that lawangan azan, that prayer call, subhanallah, really touched his heart. And in the end, he became a Muslim. So it is about environments, about what is close to you, your proximities. If they are positive, they are good, usually you will be affected by it. But if your environment, kalangan kita, in the family, maki hamon, cursing, using vulgarity, I mean, macam-macam lah, all kind of, you know what people do, playing mahjong in the house, etc. Then talking to one another pun kasar, pakai tak tutup aurat, and then you will be affected by it. So it is our duty to find a good friend who can advise us and become our mirror. Somebody can even say, how can I find somebody, a good friend to me when I'm better than them? That is wrong. Yeah, you cannot even say that you are better than them because maybe you're ustaz ke, you ahli agama ke, or you got this qualification. Everybody needs everybody. So in a society, we need each other. So you can't say I'm a scholar, so I don't need anybody. And who can be better than me? Oh, come on. You can be better in knowledge, but maybe you don't have patience. You don't have kindness. You don't have humility. Humility, I've seen. Tak banyak ada orang yang humble. But if you're knowledgeable, at the same time you're humble, you are charitable, those good lah. But try to find, but sometimes I tell you, a friend need not be someone at par. Tak semestinya. If you are ustaz, you make kawan dengan ustaz, tak mesti demikian. Sometimes common people can be even better. Sometimes it doesn't happen all the time, but sometimes common people can even be better than anybody else. Yeah. Macam itulah, macam orang biasa. And then I met one particular man. who taught me the value of being a father. At the time, I was working at Pertapis Drug Center and then halfway house. And then there was one old man who came pakai tongkat and then wanted to visit the son. Yeah, and then after that, the son came to see him. And after that, I saw he was macam sedih tau. Dia orang, pakcik kenapa sedih? Tak ada, anak saya ni dia took a bond. Took bond dengan kerja kan. And now he want to discontinue the bond. He wanted to discontinue the bond and have to pay back the bond. I said, how much? About 60,000. I said, gone are all my saving. Ingat hidup senang bila dah tua Ustaz. Tahulah anak sekarang mana nak kasih kita duit. Itu pun dah habis Ustaz. Yeah, then from there I saw, Masya Allah, right? A normal pakcik whom to me macam innocent, tak telah tahu sangat bab-bab agama, but he taught me the meaning of being a father. A father who sacrificed for his son, entah dia lepas keluar halfway house ni berubah ke tidak ke, or becoming worse than that pun I got no idea. Yeah, because it's something that's not within our knowledge. And most of the time, people relapse. Free from drugs after some time, campur kawan yang sama, then became worse. So jadi he lost about 40 to 60,000 just paying for the bond, and now he have to leave poorly with his wife, kawasan Teluk Belanga. Can you see that? But and that man, Masya Allah, I pun lupa lah nama dia. But I felt I learned something from him. A father who sacrificed for the son, who refused to continue on his bond, and and he's old, and how can he work? That's another big problem. If he's still young, he can still work. Kan dah tu macam mana nak kerja? And can you imagine without work and then being old with a medical problem, makan obat macam kacang, and then having no funds, no saving, how to survive? Anak dia kalau keluar from halfway home pun, with the record, boleh dapat kerja ke? What kind of job he can get? And then can he repay the father? So all these are playing in the mind of that man, and I can see wajah dia penuh keperitan, tapi at the same time tabah. Wow, that learn. So sometimes you can learn from normal people what you cannot learn from knowledgeable people, wise people, etc. Because Allah put specialty in everybody. So you learn, you mix with all kind of people if you can. Dengan syarat, don't be influenced by them. And then be strong in your faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. At the same time, look out for hikmah that you can find from someone who's not your standard, not knowledgeable. Awak ni tak sama taraf dengan saya. No, please don't say that. That is wrong. Because you can learn from a lot of people. And then this and some other experiences that I had really taught me a lot. I said, this cannot be found in books, ya. Pengorbanan seorang ayah, duit semua habis pasal nak bayarkan bond si anak tu. Wah, really, anak tu pun tak ada otak ke? Ini cakap macam tu. But dah berlaku pun, it just happened and it's all gone. And I hope, I think that person passed away already. And I hope that Allah bless him and his wife. May Allah bless their souls in Alam Barzakh for being such wonderful father and mother to their anak yang degil dengan penagihan dada. And may Allah also give hidayah to the son to become a good man, good person, good Muslim, a good husband, good father in the future, insyaAllah. Kalau tak berubah pun, there's nothing I can say. It's all in the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But again, by observing all these things, you will realize that, mashallah, life is where we can learn from one another. Lita'arafu, for us to be able to know one another. And of course, when you know one another, you also start to learn from one another. But again, to find a good friend who will be with you through thick and thin in life is not easy. Not easy. I mean, I can just, in my mind, I wouldn't want to say the names and they know who they are. I got only few friends that I can call as real friends, but the rest will be casual friend. I got great respect for all of them, but to make a Khalil is not easy. To make them as your Khalil, it's not easy. You have to, they must be, usually they are God sent to you. Allah sent them to you, and then you simply met them, and then suddenly you start having closeness with them, and you learn from them, and you see the proof of their friendship. They will never, they will always be there for you. They will always be there for you. May those friends whom I consider as my Khalil, whether they have passed away or whether they are still alive, may Allah bless them in this dunya and akhirat, insha'Allah. Amin, 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 ya Rabbal Alameen. So therefore, brothers in Islam, it's important. The hadith of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, find good friends who will be your mirror, who will advise you, remind you of your mistake, encourage you to do more good, so that you become a better Muslim in the eyes of Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. And then this also friend who will never talk behind you, who will never, but if they were to praise you, they praise you behind you. But they will never talk your bad behind you. And that's a rare friend to find, a very rare friend to find. When people ask him about you, they will only say good things about you. If anybody were to ask him about you, they'll talk only good things about you. They will never display your eye. I think that's a good friend that's not easy to find. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us good friends who will be our mirror, who will be correcting us from committing continuous mistake, etc., etc. But there's also one thing that we also should realize. Sometimes good friends, they may not be Muslims also. I mean, it's quite common to find good friends who are Muslim. Alhamdulillah lah, memang orang Islam pun. But sometimes orang Islam pun tak non-practicing Muslim. And then you pun boleh jadi rosak by mixing with them. And this is the second category lah. The first category are good Muslim whom you'll be guided by them. Your life become peaceful. They don't give you problem, etc., etc. Itu semua A star lah. Second category Muslim who are but non-practicing Muslim, mixing with them pun boleh jadi rosak. Yeah, I mean like some people who namanya orang Melayu, bukan Islam sangat, tapi their ways all totally out of Islam. Mixing with them also will make you rosak juga. Yeah, if you are not strong. Not strong. Last time when I was in school, I like to join band groups. Then my teacher bilang, bila nak berubah, hati-hati campur orang macam ini kan. Be careful mixing with them. Maybe Allah protected me. It's not maybe, sure, I yakin Allah protected me. Otherwise pun dah boleh jadi salah lah. Because I saw in the friends who were smokers, main dada, main gangsterism, tapi Allah jaga saya. But Alhamdulillah, I'm far from such. Even if they met me sometimes, and I was glad that they already changed. Yeah, except that they said that malu lah to approach you because you are now an ustad. I said, I'm still your old friend, but I'm glad that you were not doing what you used to do when you were young. It's just a matter masa nak nak explore, masa nak try new things. But luckily you didn't stay permanent in the negative things. Finally you all become bapa yang baik, suami yang baik, etc. Some dah jadi datuk pun yang baik. I'm so glad, I'm happy for them. May Allah bless them in this dunya and akhirat. But coming back to the last part of our discussion about friends who may not be Muslim, but they are sincere. They are sincere to you, and then when they make friends with you without any motive, no ulterior motive, just your friend as it is. They like your companionship, they admire your character, they share with you, in many things, but they are sincere when they tegur you of your certain mistakes. And then also there's nothing wrong in making them as your friend, even though they are not Muslim. Even though they are not Muslim. What can I have many non-Muslim friends who I can consider as good. And I think one of them was a Jewish friend, David Akerib, now in New York, and he's now a solicitor in New York. He was a good friend to me in my secondary school days, and even though um, I was inspired to learn hard because he was brilliant, intelligent, and I see that he was not arrogant. Dia tak sombong. So there are friends that you follow their style, you follow their way, the positive way, even though they are not Muslim. Even when I joined IRCC, Interreligious Confidence Circle, I started to mix with priests, with Buddhist monk, Taoist monk, Zoroaster priests, Christian reverends, pastors, fathers, Hindu priests, and Sikh priests. I think all of all the religion, denomination. I meet them, and then they were kind. They were kind, and then of course we do talk something that's common about defending each other's religion, defending freedom, defending fairness, but to understanding each other's religion, tolerance, etc., etc. Even in doing our lecture, we will tend to agree with them on certain platforms. Example, like when if one region talks about love, then all other region also will support because their region also teach about love, and then all religions teach about love. If about sincerity and not criticizing others, I think all the other religion also will agree on that point and will not be criticizing why people are wearing the crucifix. People not be criticizing why you are wearing that yellow monk robe. You're not criticizing when Muslim people wear tudung or wear jubah. There's nothing wrong with. It's just a matter of respect. So where we agree on certain things, of course, not in Tawheed, but we agree on certain things and we do learn from one another. And then when we are in the IRCC group, we are supposed to menyatukan orang, the people with the same in respect of with regards to respect, with regards to tolerance. Nothing about religion, but let's say if they were told if one particular religious domination been accused of being terrorist, the rest will say no, they are not terrorists. About let's say the Buddhist monk in Thailand, they killed in Myanmar, killing a lot of people, and even Muslim also need to agree that no, we believe so. Buddhism also don't cause you to slaughter people. It's political. It's political, or people were being racist, something like that. When the killing in Bosnia by the Serbian killing the Bosnian Muslim, the Christian Serbian killing the Muslim Bosnian, we said that's not Christianity. It is being racism. What do you call it? Ethnic cleansing, ethnic bangsa. So we agree on certain points. So that's it. I think it's beautiful to be able to have friends who are not Muslim. Sometimes I felt Allah show us the luar biasa Islam. When we go for this IRCC or this interreligious gathering, the organizers will ensure the food is halal. I believe al-Islamu ya'lu wa la yu'la alaih. Islam tinggi dan tidak ada lebih tinggi padanya. People accommodated, menghormati Islam to that extent that after the meeting we'll have makan together and the food is totally halal. Or they make it totally vegetarian, no pork, no lard. That is in line with what we can eat. But mashallah, we felt so touched. Then when we invite them for our majlis like majlis Maulid Nabi ke, Iftar Ramadan ke, and we knew some Hindus will be coming. We don't cook beef, we cook mutton instead, or chicken, knowing that they cannot eat beef because beef is like their god. And we also got a segment where we got biryani, vegetarian. So the Buddhists who come for iftar, they also can eat that. So that's, I can see the beauty of having friends sometimes, not of your religious domination, tak semestinya orang Islam, but people that when you see them, they did much for humanity, they did much for the community in Singapore, to inculcate tolerance and respect for one another. You simply felt, Masya Allah, baik ini orang-orang demikian. And then only that simply your heart will say, from the bottom of your heart, Ya Allah, they are so good, cream of their society, that how I wish you would grant them hidayat, Ya Allah. Ya, orang yang baik, lemah lembut. I met Buddhist monk, Hindu priest, even some Christian preachers who would admire my lecture, and each time coming to my interreligious lecture, anticipating my lecture to come, some Mak Sadi also came there, and then he was so full of appreciation. I mean, they didn't have biasness in their hearts. I mean, they are going to hear someone of other religion to talk about their own religion, not related to your religion, but when they got that admiration, it's a special feeling. And then your heart simply says, Ya Allah, kasihlah mereka hidayat. Pasal diorang dah jadi baik. Dah baik. And if they got hidayat, I tell you, Masya Allah, lagi best. But again, hidayat is in the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So be friendly to everyone, give them respect, even though if they will disrespect you in the end, it's okay. You just simply say, good morning, good afternoon, how are you? If they are Muslim, assalamu alaikum. If they are people of high ranking in their religious strata, you respect them. Your excellency, your reverend, your honorable, etc., etc. lah. Hormat lah, apa salahnya kan? But I'm sure we can learn from one another, and then that will make us a fuller person. Yeah, but to get fuller Muslim, you must go back to Al-Quran and the Sunnah of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In fact, if we study a lot about the hadith of Nabi and we knew about Nabi Muhammad's association, his respect for King Heraclius, ila azimir Rome Heracla, yeah, to the great king of Rome, he addressed him like that. Ila azimir Rome Heracla, to the great king of Rome, Heraclius. Wow. Don't you see how beautiful his respect for Heraclius? But unfortunately, Heraclius did not become a Muslim, but he did but he didn't fight the Muslim. Finally, he wrote a peace treaty with the Muslim, like that. But there was a war between the Roman and the Muslim, also with Heraclius. Also, but at the time, there was some extraordinary story between the King Heraclius dialogue with Abdullah bin Huzafa. Wow, that was a beautiful dialogue, which we'll touch on some other times. But again, there's mutual respect, and then we learn from one another about life, about humanity. But comes to Tawheed, comes to ketuhanan, stick to Al-Quran and the Sunnah of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Raikan orang lain, and then, but at the same time, hold dear your faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Find good friends, inshallah. Good friend will, whether they are Muslim or non-Muslim, they will benefit you. Cari kawan yang kalau boleh a full package, but we cannot find it now. A good Muslim, a good friend, pemurah, charitable, understanding, not selfish, and who protects your heart, protects your feeling. Some kawan pemurah, tak lukit dengan nasihat, tetapi cakap kadang menyinggung. So, I mean, we still cannot find a perfect friend, but someone close to perfect, maybe mungkin ada lah. Mungkin ada. As I said, I got a group of good friends, extraordinary friends. Some passed away, some still alive, and I always make dua for them day and night. And we always communicate and ask for advice. So likewise, people need people. We need people to become our mirror. We can't live alone in this dunya, so don't live as a solitude. Nanti jadi stress pula. Campur kawan yang baik, mix with good friends, insya-Allah we will be judged as good. Dulu orang bilang campur orang masjid jadi baik kan. Mix with people who come to the masjid become good. Not necessary. Not necessary. There are some good people in the masjid, some not so good people in the masjid. There are some good people outside the masjid and some not good people outside the masjid. So you must be wise in choosing who are the friends that you want to mix with. And inshallah, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us goodness in this dunya and akhirat. Back to Masjid Ma'ruf, I'd like to invite all of you to donate generously to the PayNow. You all see now, PayNow. Please share this video with as many people as possible and tell them, please support Masjid Ma'ruf. There are many programs that we want to do, and we needed your support. If there are 600,000 Muslims in Singapore, one person donate $2 times 600,000, not bad. But not all these 600,000 will be donating. Maybe hopefully we can reach out to 5 to 10,000 people. If one person gives $5 times 10,000, it's quite substantial for just one video. And what not, make more and more and more. And be generous when it is for Allah's sake. Be generous when it is for Allah's sake. It will not be rendered useless. It will be an investment in the eyes of Allah that will be increased in many, many folds, inshallah. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. Right, thank you so much, everybody. Thank you to our Ustazah who always keep track of my StreamYard and then helping me in such a video, even though she's working from home. May Allah bless you, Ustazah, and may Allah bless all the people in Masjid Ma'ruf, and may Allah bless all Muslims. May Allah cure all of us, and may Allah give hidayah to all mankind and give us the best happiness of the dunya and akhirat. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. Till then, we see you again next week. And inshallah, today I got 2 slots of khutbah. The first slot at Masjid Haji Yusuf at Hillside Drive, and second slot at Masjid Darul Aman. Inshallah, please make dua for me and my family, and we also make the same dua, or even a better dua for you and your family. Thank you so much. Please share the video. Please donate generously. May Allah bless you. Sekian saja. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta. Astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Don't forget to read Surah Al-Kahfi, Salawat Nabi, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad, and to be generous and make lots of dua, because moments on Fridays, duas will be mustajab. Which moment? All the moment. From subuh until maghrib, doa lah sebanyaknya, insya-Allah doa-doa kita mustajab. Sekian saja. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ma'as salamah. Syukran Ustazah.